Hello, everyone. Good evening, Madrid. I'm so happy to see you all here. It's so nice. Thank you, Mariusz, for an amazing talk. And let's start with mine. So, my name is Egor. I work as a senior Ruby engineer in Triple Studios Barcelona, and also I'm co-organizing the Madrid.rb meetups together with Eugen, who is here as well. And I want to start with showing you the picture we took just a couple of days ago on Tuesday on the latest Barcelona.rb meetup. It was an amazing event. I'm so happy with how it turned out. We had 3 events since our first one in June already, and yeah, I fully support Mariusz. Thank you so much for everything. We had an amazing time together. And let's start with the topic. Okay, so let's imagine a usual sunny morning in a Spanish city. You just came to the office, you got to the laptop, you had your morning coffee, and the day is just great. And all of a sudden you hear a sound that wakes you up completely. It's an email notification sound. You open the mail and click the link which leads you to the GitHub pull request. And the smile is wiped out of your face immediately because you see that something is off here. For example, the pull request title is in the wrong format. As you and your team agreed to add like Jira ticket numbers to them to keep the history clean and the pull request list clean as well. But the morning is still amazing, and you find the courage to fix it yourself. It's fine. The colleague just joined your team, and they'll have some time to adapt. But that split second you do that, you notice another issue, that labels are missing, but your team agreed to add some to indicate the type of change, for example. But you still find courage to do it yourself. What an amazing morning. You just came to the office and already did so much useful work, right? So we had another cup of the coffee and got back to your laptop and clicked the Files Change tab. And you see some more issues here as well. For example, to-do comment. Your colleague wanted to add some specs before opening the pull request, but forgot to do that for some reason. Next, we have the Rubocop disable comment. But as your team is quite mature at this moment, you try to avoid this as much as possible, trying to fix them instead of disabling. And next, we have model without annotations. For example, your team uses the annotate gem, which is very useful. And it adds like annotations with columns and types to the model. So yeah, it is missing as well. And what's the result of all that? You need to leave a ton of comments. You forgot to do this and that. And as we are all engineers here, and let's imagine the same situation, but on a bigger scale. For example, you have a big team of Rubyists. Everyone has different backgrounds, different experiences, having like their own opinions on the tiniest pixels possible. This is exactly the situation we have in Triple Dot, and I hear a silent question coming in your minds as we're all engineers. Is it possible to automate all that? The answer is yes. Sure, it is. Introducing Danger. Oh, I'm sorry. This is just a girl in whose honor the Danger gem was called. Now we're talking. This is not a paid promotion, of course. So what is actually Danger? Danger is a Ruby gem, which allows you to describe your team norms in the form of Ruby script. You part Danger as a part of UCI, leaving humans to think about harder problems, as they say on their website. On the right side, we can see an example of Danger response. After you run it on CI, it posts a GitHub comment, which contains tables for errors, warnings, and messages that it found. So let's start with exploring the Danger file, which is an entry point of Danger. This is just a Ruby script, Ruby DSL, which has a couple of useful methods, and the most important part of its functionality is messaging functionality. So we have a couple of methods here: message, warn, and failure. Also markdown and all the stuff. So how it works? You just call failure, passing the string to the method, and it will be posted as an error. Warning, passing some strings to display warning. You can post any markdown as well, for example, table containing like a list of your linter violations or anything you want. And you can also do the inline comments. For example, here on the line 23, we post an inline warning indicating that something is wrong on a specific line or specific file. So what will be the result of that? The GitHub comment to the pull request containing separate tables for errors, warnings, and messages. And here on the left side, we have an example of an inline comment, which will be displaying the part of the diff as well. So now to the fun part. Danger also has an access to the git diff between the current branch and the target branch. So thanks to that, we have such methods as added files, added, deleted, modified, renamed files. We have the full diff here, the amount of lines changed, lines deleted, lines inserted, and so on. And what can we do is that we have a couple of examples on the right side. For example, we can select all markdown files modified in the pull request and process them in any way. We can prohibit deleting of some specific files to protect them. Or for example, we can prohibit opening like really big pull requests, asking them to be reopened with like broken down to smaller changes. Also, we can prohibit merge commits in just 3 lines of Ruby code. Or for example, we can prohibit installing Nakagiri by parsing the current patch using the dangerous provided methods. And the most important part, it also has an access to the GitHub event JSON, which gives us all the metadata from the pull request, such as the pull request title, its body, its author, labels, branches, all the commits, and anything you want. And also you have an access to the whole OctoKit gem, which provides you an access to the GitHub API. And what can we do with that? For example, we can post warning to pull request if it's still a work in progress, or for example, there's an example of posting a failure if there are no labels, or we can welcome a new member to the team and do any like it's limited to your imagination. Basically, you can lint the pull requests in any way you may want. So what can we actually do with all this power? Right, let's try to automate all the comments that we needed to leave manually previously. So to start using Danger, it's all the same stuff. Just install the gem, and we can start writing our first Danger file. So there are just 6 lines of Ruby code, and this is everything you need to lint the pull request title. So we have a regular expression here, and we can post a failure unless the GitHub pull request title doesn't match the desired regular expression. The paratitle is provided by Danger, and Danger got this metadata from the event JSON from GitHub Actions. So what we need to do to actually run it on CI is just a simple GitHub workflow consisting of 3 steps. We check out as usual. We call setup Ruby, which will do bundle install for us, and we just call bundle exec Danger. That's it. And we pass the GitHub token to Danger as Danger GitHub API token, which actually has all the required permissions to leave comments, so that we don't need to create a separate user and use the personal access token as well. And let's try to open pull request and violate some of the rules. So the pull request title is in the wrong format here. So what we have as a result is a nice comment with a table of single error, and we also have a failed status check, which Danger created for us automatically. So what can we do with that? We can do the rule set. If we go to the repo settings, rule sets, we can create a new rule targets in our master branch. And select the check that Danger just created for us. And by doing that, we have the merge button disabled. That's it. So that's simple. We can so GitHub rule sets and Danger is a great way to require all contributors to follow your team agreements, so that you can literally prohibit pull requests that don't follow your team norms from being merged. So let's continue with trying to automate all the things that we needed to do manually previously. For example, the pull request labels. We can check. We can just access the pair labels variable on GitHub object here and check if it's empty. Then we can just post a failure to the pull request. Next, to-dos. We all leave them in the code, but do we actually get back to them? So to highlight them in pull requests, we can just write a couple of Ruby lines. So we We have the modified files and edit files provided by Danger. Again, we can just iterate over them, read the file, iterate over files lines, and try to match them again against the regex for to-do comments, and post a warning in case if it was found. It's that simple. But the UX of this plugin actually can be improved. For example, we can say if this is a new to-do, then we can say like, oh, maybe you forgot to fix that. You wanted to fix it before opening the request. And if the to-do was added before, but you just found it, we can say like the whole team will be just grateful if you can fix that for us, because we left it like some time ago, but didn't have a chance to get back to that yet. Next. In the same way, we can do the plugin which will search for the Rubocop disable comments. Same stuff, just iterating over everything, or modify it in edit files, read the file if it includes the Rubocop disable. Sorry, it's just a warning in this case, but we can be stricter, of course. Next, this is the example of annotate gem. If you don't use it, you can find it on the link. It's very useful. It lists all the columns with their types next to the model. And of course, if you add new migration, if you modify schema in some way, you need to update those comments. And like to keep it consistent, we can do like what's the best way to keep them consistent? Is Danger, of course. You can you can try to run the annotate. You can call system functions from here as well. You can execute any scripts you want. So in this plugin, if any created file path starts with dbmigrate, we can execute the bundle exec annotate with the frozen flag, which will just exit with 1 if the state is not correct. And we can post a failure to the pull request in this case, asking the developer to run annotate locally to update the comments and then push the changes. And also in the same way, actually, we can code the plugin to prevent migrations from being modified, for example, because as the Rails guide says, editing existing migrations is not a good idea for sure. If you already push some code and your migration was applied by team members, of course, you'll have some issues. So in the same manner, you can describe this rule using Danger as well. And to do that, okay, I was about to joke here, like, what's the best way to do that? And you all say, Danger. Yes. So same stuff. If any file was modified in the dbmigrate folder, we can post a warning here. Okay, so we coded everything. We automated all the comments we wanted, and now we can safely go and drink some coffee while machines are working, warming the Mother Earth. This is the result of that we'll get in our pull request. Just 2 nice tables with errors listed in warnings here as well. And it will be fine until something like that happens when you introduce the bug into the Danger itself. So let's not do that. Okay, so at some point you can, this is the results in Danger file for everything we just saw. And at some point you can start noticing that it gets a little bit chunky. It's less readable than desirable. So what can we do here is to use plugins. Danger has a concept of plugin, which is just a Ruby class that encapsulates the check logic. So to create a new plugin, you just inherit your class from Danger plugin and declare some public methods on it, and that's it. Then you can import the plugin from the Ruby file using Danger import plugin method, and then just call the instance method we just created on the underscored name of the plugin. So our plugin was demo plugin, then like demo underscore plugin is the variable that we have accessible in Danger file. That's it. And there are some ways to import plugins from different places. For example, we can import some local plugins. We can import some plugins from gems, from GitLab, GitHub, and from URLs. But let's take a closer look at one of the on the way here. A Danger file. Let's see how we can import the whole Danger file from the gem. So for demonstration purposes, I created a gem. It's called thread. It's available in Ruby gems. And let's take a closer look at what it does in its danger file. So when we import thread, actually what will happen, it will require itself, of course, and it will use Zeitwerk to eager load all the plugins that we have in libthread plugins and register them to make them, like to load constants and to make them available as plugins in your danger files. After that, we just call refresh plugins dangers method to update the list of cached plugins, and we are good to go. So what do you need to do to start using thread? Same stuff, just add the thread to your gem file, then call import danger file in your danger file, which will import all plugins from thread, and then you can start using them. Thread has a pack of useful plugins out of the box so that you can start playing with danger faster. For example, it has the pair title plugin I just showed out of the box. So all you need to do is import it and call the run on pair title variable, and that's it. And now let's take a closer look at some advanced workflows we came up with in our team, as we are using Danger for more than a year now. So the first of them is environment condition. One of the main things that Danger lacks, in my opinion, is environment conditions. For example, it doesn't make sense to run the pull request title plugin locally, right? You can run Danger locally and on CI as well. So it doesn't make sense to run pair title plugin locally because you don't have a pull request, right? So let's keep a nice DSL. So what we can do is call the on method, which will accept the identifier of the environment. And the block inside will be evaluated only if we're running on the desired environment. So the on local will be running locally, on GitHub only on GitHub. And to do that, we can just create a method which will yield the block passed inside only if the request source variable provided by Danger is equal to the environment identifier that we passed to the on method. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. You can just put this on method into your Danger file on the top, and you can use this as a usual Ruby method later. The second one is workflows. So let's check this Danger file. So for example, we are using our conditionals already, and we have a set of linters and rspec listed here. And what will happen on the CI? Actually, everything will be run sequentially. So to get the dangerous result, you'll have to wait until all the linters are finished and until the rspec is done. So let's try to introduce the workflows concept to Danger. Using workflows, you can describe the whole CI pipeline in the form of Ruby script. As no one likes to write Bash and YAMLs, right? So we can write Ruby instead. We can create a couple of workflows inside of our environment conditional. The first one is called pair/lint, which will run a set of linters, and the second one is pair/CI. The code for this, the code for this is pretty simple as well. We are passing the environment variable from the outside, which is called Danger workflow, and if it's equal to the workflow identifier we passed into this method, we yield the block. And what we can do is those on CI is actually create an action you see on the here, which will pass the Danger workflow variable that we got from GitHub inputs, as well as Danger ID. Danger ID is needed for comments to be separate so that they don't overwrite each other. And then we just combine, we call this action twice in two GitHub jobs. So we have a lint job and CI job here. We just call the action we just created. And this way we can parallelize the work and speed up the whole thing drastically. And this is the result of running the Danger file with those workflows. The first comment we got from pair/lint much faster, but then if you have, for example, a big test suite, we will get our pair/CI comment a bit later. Yeah. So using those techniques in our team, we were able to create some advanced workflows. For example, this is a part of our actual danger file, and it's the workflow here is related to the parallel specs. So here, for example, on CI workflow, we are using the runtime log that we got from master on previous run, and we're running the parallel spec, and then if it succeeded, then we compare the coverage that we just got from simplecaf with the one we have on the target branch as well. But on the other side, when we are pushing the master, we are not, like, we don't have a pull request and we don't have anywhere to post comments, so we are just uploading the coverage result that we just got from simplecaf and upload the current runtime log so that it will be reused in later runs targeting the same branch. Yeah. And one more thing that danger lacks, in my opinion, is plugin sets. I'll explain. So let's imagine that this is your danger file, and you just came up with a new plugin idea. So what you do is, for example, you put this code into your gem which groups plugins. But then to start actually using them, this new plugin in applications, you'll have to go over all danger files from all projects and put this new plugin inside. So what we can do to avoid that is actually to create so-called plugin set, which is just another danger plugin, which groups other plugins inside of it. So as usual, we create a new plugin inherited from danger plugin. We create a new instance method and just call the couple of plugins from inside. This way, we'll be able to transfer ownership of plugin list into the gem itself, which means that if you, for example, use Dependabot, then when you introduce a new plugin into your gem and add it to plugin set, which is called by application, then you'll get all the latest features you introduce to your gem automatically by Dependabot. And this is all we need to start using the plugin set. On line 13, we're just calling plugin set.railslint, and it will run all the required checks needed for Rails. And you can have, of course, multiple plugin sets for just for Ruby without Rails, for NPM packages as well. Yeah, anything you can think of. And one more thing, but actually, the most important one. Yeah, it's working. Wait. I'm running the danger locally, and in case if it succeeds, I'll get the confetti. Nice. It's actually pretty simple to code as well. It requires raycast. If you're not using raycast, please start using raycast. This is an amazing tool available for Macs. So we just open a deep link. This is just to demonstrate that you can execute any script you want from danger, also calling your linters, your yeah, anything. Like we use danger for NPM packages, for gems, for I also recently created the plugin which run the C# linter from Ruby as well, and that's it. You can call any executable from danger. Just get the results in the form of JSON, XML, whatever, parse it and pass it to danger, iterate over all issues, and just post them to the pull request as a result. That's it. Here you have the link to everything that I showed. The thread link is here if you want to try it. All the demo repos that I used, the Rails demo, the Ruby demo, everything is here. You can see the example of pull request, the examples of dangerous response. Everything is here. That's it. Thank you.